Good afternoon, everybody. Today, Dynamic Foundry Group is going to start a new, we can say, concept of Foundry Talk show, which has been introduced in this Diwali festival. And today we are going to make first trial of that particular Foundry Talk show. For that, we have with us Mr. Prasad Nazare of Neeta Instruments Kolhapur. The topic which we have selected is customer complaints. We normally know that customer complaints handling is a very important and it is essential part of foundry industry for the sake any industry. So we have taken this topic as a priority topic, very important topic with respect to quality and customer satisfaction. So welcome Prasad.
Yes, hello sir. Good afternoon to everyone. And I'm happy that I am part of this new concept and a first contributor for this milestone. Yeah,
Yes, welcome.
yeah.
So Prasad, we will start with the initial question answer sessions. I have first question: what is actually mean by customer complaint?
Customer complaint is anything that violates customer, that is customer complaint. So customer has many types of a demand from us, like dimensional demands, some aesthetic demands, some other casting defects should not be there. So if we violate any of his demand, then it could be a customer complaint. For these type of questions, we have to think like, if we are going to buy a television set, then we cannot buy a scratch on a back panel of a television set. We say to the that shop that give the same model with another piece. So like that we are thinking. So the customer is thinking same way from us.
Okay. The next question is why customer raise the complaint? Is he not satisfied with the product quality, or we are not able to achieve what he actually requires from us?
Basically, I will project my screen for that. As I have told, my screen is visible.
Yes, but you go to the slide mode.
Yeah. Yes. Uh, as far as my opinion, there are basically three type of a customer needs. First one is a basic need which includes regulations, material, and dimensional aspects of the part. If we violate these basic needs, it contributes to the product failure. So we have to satisfy these basic needs on top priority. Another is a product safety needs, which includes tolerances, metallurgical aspects, assembly fouling, etc. If we are incompetent for these safety needs, then it comes under the performance failure. And third one, which is right now a demanding aspect from our customer, is esteem needs. See, first two needs are must for us. If we violate first two needs, then it is ultimately a product failure. So we could not have any of tolerance to violate first two needs. But right now customer is demanding for the esteem needs like the aesthetics. For example, the paint issues, some burrs, damages, they create annoyance to the customer. So we can say that dissatisfaction of esteem needs creates the annoyance. Right now, these aspects are also considering as a customer complaints.
Yeah, thank you. Next question is, we all know there is a customer returns or customer rejection. What is actual difference between the customer rejections and customer complaints? Are all the customer returns are to be considered as a customer complaints, or there is such we can say some differences there? Can we
Yes,
distinguish them?
Yes, yes, there is surely a difference, but it is clear in a first stage contract. If customer is paying us for 100% of inspection, or we can say a quality gate is 100% applicable at our end, and the NC part is observed at a customer end, then we can say it is a customer complaint because quality gate is introduced at our end and customer is paying for that. Another is a customer end rejection. If inspection or any operation is pending and it is done at a customer end, and inspection of a part is also done at a customer end, then a customer don't have any chance to raise as a customer complaint. He can give us as a customer end rejection. For example, we are selling a casting and machining is done at a customer end. After machining, he will get the blowholes. So it is not our fault, or we could not scrutinize that part at our quality gate. So it is called as a customer end rejection. Yes.
Is customer complaint is limited to our customer, or it is also applicable to the end user? For example, you are supplying some castings to the say tier one, tier two supplier, and if vehicle fails down, so is it
Yes.
till that end the responsibility is with supplier, or what is there?
Ultimately, it is true that our responsibility at end user is also there, but there is a stage wise distribution. For example, in FMEA, we study the stages like end user, what will be the effect on an end user, on OEMs, on supply chain, and on government regulations. These should be think first. So ultimately, we are selling a product, total product life cycle responsibility at our end, provided that if the failure happened at a customer end or at an end user due to the assembly issues. For example, we have supplied a single part and another part which is mating or assembly part is supplied by another supplier. If that part creates annoyance with our part and our parts get failed, so it is not our fault. For that, we have to analyze why the complaint has raised or why the failure has occurred. So basically, to the answer to this question is yes, we have responsibility till the end user.
So can you say field failure is also kind of a customer complaint?
Yes, definitely. But it is a targeted field failure is a targeted customer complaint for our customer. Then it is a tier 2 customer complaint for us because our customer is giving complaint to us and field field person is giving complaint to our customer. So it is stage wise like that.
Is there any specific criteria for accepting the customer complaint? Or whatever customer is giving, we have to accept it, or is there any specific criteria we can define when customer is giving complaint to us? We can accept some customer complaints, we cannot accept some customer complaint like that. Is any criteria is defined anywhere in the system or IATF or ISO?
For that, I can say understanding a customer specific requirement, which is called as a CSR, is a key thing. Generally, what happens when customer raises a complaint, we have to follow that customer is always right. So we generally not going to quarrel with him for why you have raised the complaint. We have to follow that.
Customer is a god.
But yes, yes, definitely, because our revenue is generated by him only. So we have to follow him. But yes, it is true. If we have that much of a understanding of a CSR, we can challenge the customer. For that, I can share my case study that 1 year ago, I had a complaint for excess grinding marks. Customer has put on the portal. When I have gone through the CSR, it is at an acceptable level. as per the customer CSR, it is at an acceptable level. So when I noticed him that this is at an acceptable level as per your this document, then he has put on the mail that okay, noted, and the complaint was removed. So like that, if you have that much of understanding, you can challenge him. But understanding CSR is very important.
Whose responsibility is handling the customer complaint? For example, we can say a customer complaint does not mean to be a technical complaint always. There may be some other types of complaint like packing is not proper, handling of the material to the customer end is we can say damaged parts are being dispatched, or during the dispatch or transportation it get damaged. That we can say documentation is not proper, documentation is not missing, something like that. So is always not a technical issues will be there. There may be some transport issues, some service issues, some documentation issue. So whose
Yes.
responsibility is there when handling such type of complaints? Is a technical person is himself looking at those complaints, or the process owner is the responsible person? How you can looking at this particular aspect of the complaint?
Basically, there should be a single window communication among the customer and organization. So ultimately, the person who is facing the complaint is a system manager, or in our language, we can say MR. He has to alert all the team, whatever or whoever the issue person is. We can say a process owner. He has to hand over these issues, these complaints to the particular department, get verifications, get analysis, get solution, and assemble it in a proper way. Because for a customer, we have to show our organization structure in a systematic way. There should be a systematic way. So ultimately, he has to handle all the things. But yes, process owner is a responsible person for that complaint and for removal of that complaint and sustaining the processes.
Okay, now I move to a major part of customer complaint, that is how to handle it effectively. What are the ways of handling it, and the process we can say, a methodology we can follow for handling the customer complaint.
Yes, there are many strategies to handle customer complaints. It is varied with customer to customer, organization to organization. But we can generally follow 8D formats and all CAPA formats. But yes, it is a standard process. First, the customer raises the complaint. Yes. Then we go to the description of a complaint, what the complaint actually says. Then the third part is the understanding of a complaint. From third stage, our role is going to start. We have to check the part details, then part traceability, then actual part observation. That is a very key thing, because from photos, from mails, we could not get enough analysis for actions. So we should demand the NC part for the analysis. Then we come to the type of a defect, what actually happened at their end. Then fourth part is a containment action for inventory. If one part get NC observed at a customer end, all the inventory must be reinspected and assured that it is not with that defect. So containment action should be taken. Then the main two things are why the part should ship. We have to get the answer for why the parts are shipped to the customer and why it is made at our end. These two answers contribute a lot in a customer complaint handling. Why shipped gives us the detection failure. What happened at our quality gate that the NC part get dispatched to the customer. So why shipped? Then why made? Why this part made at our end? Why this has been manufactured? So it gives the occurrence failure root cause. These two root cause gives us directly to the action. We can get the corrective action and then the preventive action. Corrective action is for whatever happened, we have to scrutinize for that part. But preventive action, what to make to avoid its reoccurrence. And ultimately, monitoring the effectiveness of the action is a key thing. Yes.
What is the difference when you handle any customer complaint from OEMs or any other customer who is non-OEM? Is there any differences there? Because you have been dealing with a lot of OEMs. So, what is the challenge when you are really handling the customer complaint from any OEM, or what are the difference between the actions or the we can say the methodology when we are not dealing with the OEM customers?
Yes. Generally, OEMs have follow the systematic way, just like I have shown. They are demanding for why this happened, the three-stage why analysis, then three-stage occurrence analysis for in terms of why. That is generally happening with OEMs because they have bigger issues like line stoppage, and ultimately, uh, one of the thing is OEMs have that much of a revenue generation, so they are debiting that much of a revenue on us. Frankly speaking, non-OEM customers generally goes with a non-systematic way. They are just going with just like fishbone diagram or 7QC tools. They are enough with that analysis. They are not generally that much of careful for analysis of our end. They are saying just give me the okay parts and just root cause of these happenings. So that is basically difference. But OEMs goes with the preventive action and they monitor the action in their audits. Yes,
So,
it is true that they monitor the actions in their audits.
so what is the challenge? Which is the challenging path for the supplier to handle? Is the OEM or non-OEM? Where is the real
Yes,
challenge
of
comes?
course, OEM. Yes, of course, the OEM.
When we can say the customer complaint is effectively closed.
Effectiveness for a customer, I can say when he find that whatever you have action or root cause has come at your end is that much of capable to handle this issue, then for a customer the issue gets closed for a customer. But for us, first we have to assure all the inventory free from that defect or that issue. And second one is a monitoring effectiveness of our preventive action. If our preventive action is not that much of a capable to avoid the reoccurrence, then we cannot say that customer complaint is closed at our end.
You say customer and our organization. These two words we are used right now. So my next question is, what should be the approach while tackling the customer complaint? Whether it should be tackled for closing a customer complaint for the sake of customer or for the benefit of our organization. So what should be the actual focused area and what should be actual, we can say, benefit as an organization we can get?
For this, I can say we have to follow the two parts. First thing is a corrective action. Just like we have to first resolve that issue. As a customer must be satisfied for our revenue generation for our dispatch. So we have to first solve the issue for a customer for that particular object or for that particular part. Then for avoiding this reoccurrence, we have to deploy the horizontal deployment. It is must for us. We have to generate process centric approach, I can say, because once the process gets scrutinized and process get optimized, it should not give defected or any NC parts to us. So yes, for us, we have to optimize the process-centric approach.
You told about the effectiveness. How long we have to monitor this effectiveness for after the closing of customer complaint? Is there any specific timeline given?
It depends on a part to part. Just like if I have after the complaint, if I have to supply 50 numbers of pieces, I will go with the rule of a SPC. I will monitor 32 plus pieces, validate my process, check my performance, and then dispatch the parts. But it is for a productionized part. If the demand is very less, then we have to monitor lot wise. Like I have to monitor 3 or 4 lots, upcoming 4 lots, which are going to dispatch to the customer. So it depends on a part to part, but yes, we have to at least monitor 3 lots of that part.
You're talking about reoccurrence of customer complaint. Is you have any experience about that particular reoccurring customer complaints and how you have handled that, and what is the experience while dealing with the reoccurring customer complaints with the OEM, especially?
Basically, reoccurring of a customer complaint is generally hectic to all of the suppliers because customer is demanding more and more day by day. But I have experience that my parts are damaged. The complaint is reoccurred, but the causes were different. My parts are damaged and dispatched to the customer. It is damaged in a handling at our end and dispatched to the customer. So I have scrutinized my material handling process and introduced some new mechanisms for that. After that, 2 or 3 months, then again complaint was raised like parts are damaged. So how it could be possible? Then we come to know that parts are damaged in a transport, which is provided by the customer. Ultimately, customer is saying me why you have not monitored another process for another aspect of damaging the part. Like the parts are damaged at your end, parts are damaged at transport. Ultimately, the parts are damaged. So he's saying why you have not monitored the transport processes when the first complaint was raised. So I have to change my packaging also and then resolve the customer. So we have to think on a single issue with that much of a perspective.
You talk about the sustenance about the customer complaint resolution. So is validation is one of the key area where we can really rely on sustenance of the action plan.
Yes, validation is a key area, but I think the Pokayok is the ultimate solution because preventive Pokayok are very much useful for sustaining regarding the customer complaints. If once you have make the Pokayok, you have to monitor once the Pokayok I think in a year, but it contributes a lot rather than validating the processes.
Okay, Prasad. I have two last questions. One is regarding customer complaint relation with customer satisfaction. Is there any real, we can say, relation between those things? There are customer complaints, but still customer is satisfied with your performance, or there are customer complaints and hence customer is not satisfied with your performance. What is your experience? How you look at this particular aspect?
It depends on type of a complaint. For example, just like I have shared the experience of damaging of a parts. In that case, customer has raised the complaint, but ultimately he knows it is not a technical issue. So he is satisfied with me. He is, demanding some infrastructure, some proactive approach, and all that. the two customer complaints has raised, still he is satisfied with my performance. But if, as I have said, that if we have, wait a minute, if we have violated first two things, the basic need and product safety, if the material issues or some dimensional issues or some metallurgical aspects has happened, then ultimately the customer will not rely on your performance. Definitely, it violates your reliability towards the customer. But yes, for scheme needs, he may give you that much of a tolerance. He is satisfied with you on basis of your dispatch volumes and other quality aspects. But yes, he is satisfied.
You just talk about the volumes, dispatch volumes. Is
Yes.
the less quantity supplied is another customer complaint? We can take it as a
Sorry.
less quantity dispatch, or we are not able to fulfill the customer requirements in terms of in terms of numbers or
Yes.
in terms
Yes.
of volumes.
Yes.
Is it another customer complaint? We can take it.
No, supplying the less number of volumes is not a quality issue. It is supply chain issue. So it could not be a customer complaint. Definitely.
So it is not a part of a service, or
It is part of a service, but it could not be a customer complaint. Complaint in terms of a quality, it is not like that. If the line stoppage has happened, it affects customer is get searching for another supplier. He could not say that your part is NC for our assembly or our functionality. Generally, complaints are related with the functionality, not the volumes.
okay. Prasad, I have a last question. We
Yes,
talk a lot on about the customer complaints and the methodology, the sustenance, the action plan, everything. I just want to
yes.
understand what is the role of top management in this all this aspect and all this we can say a process. Where is the top management? How he should be leading from the front, or how he should take it as it we can say in a process, how his role will be there. And normally, what is
Um,
the role and what should be? Both I want to understand. What is happening right now and what should happen for the betterment.
Usually, top management must, from my perspective, top management must involve and directly monitor the customer complaints, because when a complaint gets raised, it affects both commercially as well as performance wise on the business of organization. Because as we know, 110th rule, if the parts get rejected at our end, if it cost 1 rupees and it gets rejected at customer end, it will cost us 10 rupees. It will get hampered at a field failure, we will cost it for the 100 rupees. So commercially it is violating, as well as when the performance is continuously going down, customers start searching for the another supplier. So it is hampering the business also. So top management must have their eyes on a customer complaints. First thing. The second aspect is how to resolve the thing. Generally, whoever the customer may be, they are they needs the assurance that the part should not get made with that much of the NC. So sometimes we need to introduce new infrastructures, new methodologies, new POCAYOKs, and like training the people periodically for that aspect. So it all involves the cost. Top management directly bears the cost for these kind of a things. So top management has to pay for that much of a money to avoid the complaints. That is the basically role of a top management at our end. But just like I have shared the packaging issue, we have to change the packaging. For that, a per piece cost gets changed as a packaging gets changed. So top management must demand that much of a money from the customer for the effective utilization. So for a customer complaint, top management is a leading coordinator between the customer and a technical team or a system. They
Uh,
have to follow their role as a coordinator.
okay, great. You said that customer complaint or resolution. Is there a timeline defined somewhere? Particularly when we get a complaint, in how much time we have to give initial our response, then till what time we have to give root cause, till what time we have to give final action plan and give them we can say modified lot. Is there something timeline or something is there?
Yes, it is generally OEMs follow that. They need containment action within 24 hours. They need assurance that inventory is okay within 24 hours. Then after that, they give us 3 to 4 days for root cause analysis. It is on approximation basis, but yes, we can demand if the problem is that much of a severe, or if we could not get the problem just by seeing the photos or just by reading the mails, then yes, we can demand the excess time from them. And ultimately, the goal is customer want the okay product, and we need to sell the product and generate the revenue. So that is the basic thing. For that, you have to decide your procedure by conveying the customer. If you say it so, he will give it so. But yes, you have to prove that you are doing a technical well thing to avoid that customer complaint.
Okay, thank you, Prasad. Thank you very much for this time and for this nice talk on this customer complaint topic. Definitely, we are going to
Yes,
have more such kind of topics and more interactive topics as well. So, thank you very
yes,
much for being a part of this. We can say Foundry Talk show, first show of this kind of we have arranged on the customer complaints. So thank you very much again for joining us,
yes,
and hope we will be doing many more such shows in future. Thank you.
yes,
Thank you.
yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.